Hi everyone, so now we're in week 5 and here are the questions. Question 1, in your opinion, is community policing growing or declining? Reflect on how they may or may not be working with you in your community.
Police remains a cornerstone of many of these protests. Activists argue those funds could be better directed toward mental health and community-based efforts. Meantime, local police leaders were in Rochester today. Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter says to build positive relationships with people in local neighborhoods. Christian Garzone joins us now. Christian, what was that conversation like today?
Well, Jack, some residents are actually happy to see more of a police presence on the streets. We spoke to some on North Clinton who say you only have to look at the surge of violence and the uptick in drug use to know more law enforcement is needed.
And we want the people in the community, in the city in particular, to know that we are here to serve.
Sheriff Todd Baxter puts boots on the ground every Friday in various neighborhoods across the county. Today, he was on North Clinton Avenue in Rochester to help improve community relations between people and police. He says tackling many of the inner city problems will be a team effort through and through.
The sheriff's office is hand in hand with the county legislators, hand in hand with the city folks from the government, and hand in hand with Chief Singletary.
Walk the block, walk the avenue, see what they're experiencing, see what they're going through.
Vanilla Sanders says since moving here in 1983, the streets have been increasingly choked with crime. She says the community patrols have already helped this neighborhood turn around.
That's the kind of stuff that, we glad that we got the police in this area.
She says the local action of defunding the police is a mistake.
With the police department, we need that here in Rochester.
Excellent.
Because if we let it go, they're going to get crazy.
The police chief adds if progress is to continue with these patrols, like what Vanilla Sanders is seeing here, they need cooperation from the community.
We're here, it's a partnership, and we're going to continue to fight for safe neighborhoods.
Now, Sheriff Baxter added law enforcement is now taking training in things like poverty and addictions to help get people the best care they can. In downtown Rochester, Christian Garzone, News 8. Jack, back to you.
All right, Christian, thank you. Monroe County lawmakers were also in attendance earlier today with those police leaders.
It's important to note here that there is quite a bit that goes into having an effective community policing program. Question 2. In your opinion, are police consent decrees good or bad for the individual police departments?
For Chicago police, life under a consent decree begins today with the federal judge keeping watch over how police implement new training and their use of deadly force. But how much will it all cost? And how does that price compare to other cities? CBS 2 political reporter Derek Blakely looks at the numbers.
It's a new day for Chicago's traditionally secretive police department, operating under the bright light of a federal consent decree.
The Chicago Police Department, under the terms of the decree, is going to have to pull back the covers and really expose itself to the monitoring team. And that monitoring team will then have to report to the federal court and make all this information public.
What's the cost for reform and transparency? City Hall puts the price tag of a consent decree at $25.7 million, including almost $13 million for personnel, $5 million for technology, and about $3 million for court oversight.
It really has the opportunity to have profound impact.
But how does that cost compare to other cities with consent decrees? In 2018, Baltimore spent $10.5 million, which amounts to $4,156 per officer. In 2015, Cleveland spent $11 million, which is $7,232 per officer. And in 2012, New Orleans spent $7 million, $5,668 per officer. Surprisingly, all those cities top Chicago's cost. At $25,700,000, Chicago comes in at only $2,141 per officer. But there's also another cost to consider, too. Chicago's paid out more than $700 million in police misconduct settlements since 2010, including $5 million to the family of Laquan McDonald.
If we make the police officers more professional, give them better training, 21st century training, then that should reduce the lawsuits that we see on the back end.
What's more, experts in other cities tell CBS 2 costs to implement a police consent decree often increase after the first year, and they warn that very well may happen in Chicago as well. Reporting live from the newsroom, Derek Blakely, CBS 2 News. Rob and Erica?
Okay, Derek, thank you.
On the issue of consent decrees, well, that's going to take a good amount of thought when looking at that topic. Enjoy your day.